సాయి వెంకటరమణ మాధవ నామము మనసారా పాడిన మాధవ నామము మనసారా పాడిన మరుజన్మనే లేదులే శ్రీ శ్రీనివాస సాయి వెంకటరమణ శ్రీహరి రూపా సాయి వెంకటరమణ కలియుగ వైకుంఠ వాసుడ శ్రీ సాయి కలియుగ వైకుంఠ వాసుడ శ్రీ సాయి పత్తిపూరి వెలసియో దీనులగావా సాయి వెంకటరమణ శ్రీహరి రూపా సాయి వెంకటరమణ భూలోక వైకుంఠ వాసుడ శ్రీరమణ భూలోక వైకుంఠ వాసుడ శ్రీరమణ ఏడు కొండల వెలసియో భక్తుల బ్రోవా సాయి వెంకటరమణ శ్రీహరి రూపా సాయి వెంకటరమణ సాయి రమణలు మీరు ఇరువురు ఒకటేయని సాయి రమణలు మీరు ఇరువురు ఒకటేయని చాటి చెప్పిన విజయను బ్రోవంగరమ్ము సాయి వెంకటరమణ శ్రీహరి రూపా సాయి వెంకటరమణ.
Now it's time to introduce our first speaker, Aunt Bani Kaushik. Bani Auntie is working for the Department of Juvenile Justice as a data specialist for the Division of Education, where incarcerated youth are given high school education and vocational training. Bani Auntie is married to Uncle Pavani Ram in the year 1980 and came to Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1989 with their son Anjan. They were in Singapore from 1992 to 1995, where their daughter Priyanka was born, and then they came back to Milwaukee in 1995. Uncle Pavaniram is an engineer and works for a German company in Newport News, Virginia. Their son Anjan is an orthopedic surgeon and lives in Indianapolis with his wife Anasuya and their children Zamir and Myra. Bani Auntie moved to Richmond in the year 2001 and has had a close connection with our Richmond Sai family ever since then. Auntie is an active member in the service and devotional activities. She has been connected with Swami and his teachings for over 45 years. Let's welcome Bani Auntie to deliver her talk.
Sai Ram, my dear Sai family, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share my experiences, some of my experiences, to be in our Sai fold. Swami, please help me, support, and guide me through this process today. So today we are all celebrating Women's Day, and this is done globally, and it's a time to celebrate. Wish you all ladies happy Women's Day. God's creation is so wonderful. He has created this woman, us, and we are the sole instrument for bringing life into a human being. When a child is born, the very first sound the child makes is ma, mama, mom, ma, and That is the reason probably why universally mother is usually addressed as ma, mom, mummy, and amma. So I am so honored to be the mother, to be a mother, and we should all be proud of that. Now, a mother or a woman by nature is very kind, merciful, and she is the soul. Um, uh, she is the caregiver, and unconditionally she loves everybody. That is her nature, and not only to her children, but to the whole family as such. Now, let's not get this over our heads. We have to acknowledge, we have to be mature enough to acknowledge our counterparts, our men folks. They are equally important in raising a good family, and they play a vital role in for the success of our bringing up the children, their joy, peace, and happiness. So kudos to the men also who are in this with us. It's like a lock and key, and we are all in it together for the success of a beautiful family. Now, I just digressed from the topic, how my journey started with Swami. So this is over 45 years ago when I was a teenager. We were in a place called Trichy in Tamil Nadu. And my family, my parents were traditional, they were religious. And we used to go to the temple almost every Friday. But it so happened that on Fridays, the club was showing some movies, outdoor movies, and different languages every Friday. So that was kind of hard to not see movies. We were all after movies. So we thought we have to make a change. So let's start going to the temple on Thursdays. So one of those Thursdays, when we happened to go to the temple, after we finished the darshan, we were coming around and we heard some music and some instrumental music going on in the side of a little room. There was a little room on the side of that campus. So we were just curious, and we went there and we saw a picture of Swami in the center of the room. And there were men and women separated, segregated by, that was very unusual to us, and we had not seen that earlier. So we were just curious, and the music went on. Somebody was singing, and then somebody was following. It was all done by 7:45. And then there was Aarti, there's Prasad, and that was a common practice. Either some banana, or they would distribute some sundal, something, after the Aarti. So it was all done by 8 o'clock. They came out. There were not too many people. So my father was curious. He wanted to know what is going on. So he talked to one of them, and they said he was the president. There's a president, there's a secretary. So my dad asked, "Oh, is there any fee that is needed for this membership?" I said, "There's nothing, no money involved. You just come on time and participate in the bhajans. We just sing His glory." At that time, he was just a man of miracles for us. We had just heard about his miracles, that he created vibhuti, and he some objects and things like that. Anyway, the music was one of the things that drew us to participate in this bhajans every Thursday. So we started coming on Thursday, most of the Thursdays, and started attending the bhajans. My mom is a classical singer and a violinist, but we did not know any bhajans. So this was completely new to us, and we had to learn bhajans. Unless you learned bhajans, you cannot lead bhajans. So I was so impressed with the discipline that was taking place in this small place. So they started on time, they ended on time, and if you came late by a minute or two, you were not allowed to sing. So it was a very nice feeling that I got, and I really liked the discipline. So after some time, this we were coming for the bhajans. There was one time that there was a singer from Whitefield named Raghupati, and he was supposed to come and perform the bhajan program for 2 to 3 hours. So the president of the Sai center there, he requested my father to see if we could host it in our house. My dad was thrilled, and because we had a little bit of a bigger hall, so we could accommodate more people. And they all came, and it was a fantastic program. 2 to 3 hours non-stop bhajans. And this was an opportunity. So my father, he recorded it on this spool kind of tape recorder. And then later on, it was all distributed so we could all learn the bhajans. And from then on, we were able to participate in the bhajans. And the other thing that we were able to participate was in the seva activity. They had this, not just the homeless, but people who were poor, and it was called Annadanam. Every 2 weeks or twice a month, is to prepare in large quantities, just one kind of mixed rice and yogurt rice, and if possible, some sweet. And they would all gather, and we would all prepare it over there on site and distribute them. So this was another thing that really, pulled me towards this kind of a person who is able to do all this. Just attracted us. So that kept us with the group. Then there was one occasion when we were in Bangalore for a summer break. We had heard that Swami lived in Whitefield, which is close to Bangalore. So we thought we'll go there and see him in person. So at that time, it was not crowded at all, like it was in the last few years. So we could see him. We were sitting under the tree, and my mother got a little emotional seeing him. She was crying, but I was kind of neutral. I wasn't really, completely believing in Swami at that time. Then he did come by, and then he produced the vibhuti. But then I was very skeptical. He had full arm dress, so he might be tricking. So that didn't really draw my attention at all. Even to this day, those miracles are not the ones that brought me closer to him. It's his ideology, his service to mankind, the love for humanity, and of course the bhajan. These were the three main things that drew me close to his ideals. After this, there was another occasion when we went to a place called Namakkal, which is the statue of Hanuman is huge. And we had gone there to the temple, and my maternal uncle was driving dad's car. So when we were coming back from Namakkal, it was about 60 kilometers to Trichy, where we lived. And suddenly the car broke down. It was raining. It had just stopped, but it suddenly stopped. There was enough petrol or gas in the car. And then my father, he opened the hood of the car. They tested everything. Nothing worked. So he was just getting ready to go to the end of the street and hitchhike and bring a mechanic. At that time, suddenly there came a car, an Impala car, with an Anglo-Indian lady sitting in the back of the car, and she had a driver. They stopped, and she asked the driver to ask what was happening, what is wrong with our car. So we were, me and my mom were inside, and we were just, panicking. But we were just praying and praying and praying for something good to happen. So the driver came and he said, just open the bonnet at the hood of the car. And then he just touched the carburetor and he said, oh, now start. All of a sudden the car started. So there was no problem at all. And a few miles we just followed them. And at that time, my mom says, I did not, but my mother said that she saw the halo of Swami. She could see his figure behind the lady. So from then on, they got closer, and it became firmer and closer to Swami. We followed that car for a while, and then suddenly when the Sri Rangam came, all of a sudden the car just disappeared. We could not trace that car, and to this day my parents believe that it is Swami's intervention, or he intervened and his grace that helped us in that rain, and he had come to help us. So so it became firmer and firmer. After that, I actually got busy with college and was not participating in too many of the bhajans. And I got married and then came over to Bangalore to stay with my in-laws. It so happened my in-laws were not at all into Swami's fold. They did not believe in saints. They were just more traditional and religious. So my parents had told me, once you get married, just follow what your in-laws say, and that's all. That don't bring us a bad name. So that was it. So we were there in Bangalore, joint family, and Baba, I used to just say Sai Ram for everything. Any stressful periods, I used to just say that. But there was no bhajan group, there was no service or anything, so there was a lot of disconnect at that time. And then we went to Delhi after a year or so. After our wedding, we went to Delhi for 1.5 years. Even at that time, we were just young and, going places. So we really didn't pay too much attention to, a Sai center or anything. And my husband, he's not into bhajans at all. So that interest was not there. One day, suddenly I heard some bhajans in the street behind our house. So they were coming from a house that was adjacent to our house. So and it sounded like Swami's bhajans. So I asked my husband whether I could go there and see what was happening. So I just went and knocked at the door, and they welcomed me, and it was beautiful. They let me sing some bhajan, and they said, "Why don't you come every week? We do bhajans every week." So, but then I went for a couple of weeks, and then after that, again there was disconnect. We were traveling so much, we couldn't do anything. Then my son came along, and we went back to Bangalore. To stay with my in-laws again, and again many years passed just like this without any further development. But in 1988, how much time do I have? Sarah?
Sairam auntie, you have another 3 to 4 minutes.
3 to 4 minutes?
Yes, auntie.
Okay, so I will have to cut it short. So from in 1988, my husband had an interview to, come to the US. He had an interview, and then when he was coming back after the interview, he realized that he didn't have his, he had forgotten his folder. So he went back to meet this gentleman who had interviewed him. And apparently he had just thrown his resume into the trash can. And they were sitting in the lobby, and he was trying to find his folder. Suddenly the waiter or the attendant came by, and he said, there is a folder lying in the trash bag. Is this yours? So that time I truly felt that it was again Swami who had come to help us, and then he got the job and we came here. At that time it was a big thing, coming to US was like as though you're in heaven. So anyway, we came to Milwaukee, but it was a total cultural shock. We had stayed all this time in a joint family, and now my son is all alone. And there was a small Sai center. One of my mom's cousins, she introduced us to them. There were just only one or two families, all American, and I didn't know any English bhajans. So we had to learn some English bhajans, and for a few times I attended that center. I could not continue for too long because it was too far away and I didn't know how to drive and I had to depend on somebody. But the service project was very well conducted. So that again, was very helpful for me. That kept me in the Sai fold. But after that, we went back to Singapore for 3 years and then came back to Milwaukee. That's when my daughter also was born. We came to Richmond in 2001 when my husband got a job here. And the first time I met, the first person I met was Shivakumar and Saumya, who are probably now in Maryland. They used to have the bhajans in their house. That was the center. I involved my daughter for everything. The Bal Vikas. I was a teacher for about 1 or 2 years with the Bal Vikas, but then we had to have the certification, so we discontinued. And then attended the bhajans, everything regularly until 2008, which was a total turmoil. Everything shattered in our house. My daughter fell sick. But the 13 months that we were in the hospital, in and out of the hospital, my parents were here for the latter 6 months. But it's the Sai Center, our Sai family who helped us all along, who were like a backbone. They were there. I have to mention this. Radhika, Tirunagari, Sanjay, Abhinav, Malika, Ravi, Uma, Renuka, Sudha Vadlamani, they were all there, and all of you, I don't know, many of them behind the scene have just stood by us every single day until today, until finally we lost our daughter. But the Sai family has helped us so much. They used to bring the food, and believe it or not, our Abhinav, who was just a teenager, I don't know how the parents could let him drive all the way to pick up my parents, elderly parents, come to the hospital and bring the food. They used to bring the food and he used to drop them, bring them back. So it was a big risk. Which parent will do that? And I am very thankful to all of them in the Sai group. That has kept me actually come back. I did not come for a couple of years, almost to the center, very irregular because of all this. But I came back because it was more a family thing. I love the Sai family. They're our support all along. And the biggest thing that I like about this is the seva, the bhajans, and the discipline. And I try to follow whatever Baba has told us, the Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, and Ahimsa. And I will try to follow that and be with this family. Thank you so much again. I probably went a little over my time, and I will hand it over back to you. Thank you, Saira.
Thank you so much, Vani Auntie, for sharing your beautiful thoughts with all of us today. Our next guest for today is Aunt Lalita Swaminathan. Lalita Swaminathan is from Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu. After completing her MBBS in India, she moved to the US in 2001 with her husband, Dr. Swaminathan. Her family has been regularly attending Sai Center activities for the last 15 years. She has also had the blessing of running Sai Center and regular weekly bhajan activities at their house since 2009. Through the Little Rock Sai Center, she has taken part in monthly cervix activities and also involved with the free clinic in Little Rock. She has been an active Richmond Sai Center member over the last 8 years and also served as an SSC guru. She recently moved to Arizona during the fall of 2020. She's a family practitioner with special interest in refugee health and geriatrics. She has been a volunteer at the International Rescue Committee in Charlottesville, serving as a mentor and English language tutor for refugee families. Let's welcome Lalita Auntie to deliver her talk.
Om Shri Sai Ram. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan, Shri Sathya Sai Baba. On this auspicious day, I pray to Swami and surrender all my thoughts and words to him. My loving Sai Ram to all my dear friends. I'm so happy that I'm able to connect with you all on this beautiful day, and I'm thankful to Swami for giving me this opportunity. It was a really touching talk by Vani ji. Thank you for that. I want to start off by remembering Swami's words on Ladies' Day. As you know, Ladies' Day has been celebrated from November 19th in 1995. And Swami talks about the virtues of a woman in multiple discourses. When we talk about virtue of a woman, we think about compassion, patience, love, truth, righteousness, and most importantly, sacrifice. Swami says, what does Swami say about education of a woman and about women doing jobs? Swami says women should get educated. He says go and get degrees, work jobs. Swami says women have enormous capabilities that they can rule the world and even can rule the entire world when they make up their mind. So, with all of that, Swami also says that the primary role of a lady is the caregiver of the family. So he says the first title of a lady is Griha Lakshmi and not Office Lakshmi. That's what he actually says in one of his discourse. And he also says another title given is Ardhangi, which means better half of a man in his family. He says these titles are more important than Padma Bhushan or Padma Shri, which is given by the government. So he says, look after your family first. And even though, he says women have enormous capacity to do anything, given a task by their very biological nature, they can do anything they want to. So from this Swami's words about lady, I want to share some of my life experience as a woman, blessed to have multiple roles of a lady. As a daughter, as a wife, as a mother, as a daughter-in-law, and also that of a doctor. So how Swami has been a guiding force for me through this life's journey till this day. So I wanted to share some of my experience as a working professional, at the same time taking care of my family as well. I want you all to come with me to 1992. That was a train journey. I mean, it was back. That was the journey which I mean, we went to see Bhagwan for the first time. That was the first darshan of his physical form. And we went from Kumbakonam to Whitefield, and I was a 15 and a half year old and 10th grader about to give public exam. So before that, my chitti, that is my mom's younger sister, she was instrumental in bringing Swami in our lives. And so my aunt and uncle, my parents and my younger sister were traveling in this train journey. My uncle was talking, I mean, he was having a conversation with us about how his job, the job that he was doing at that time. So he was doing more clerical work, and he said he didn't have much of a job satisfaction at that time, and how one's profession should not just give money, at the same time should give job satisfaction to you. So as a young girl, I mean, I was just listening to it. I have never thought about it until that time point. So I was thinking about it, and he was talking about how a farmer's job is very important, how a teacher's job is important, and how a doctor's job is important. So at the same time, my chitti handed over a piece of paper to all of us and asked us to write a letter. That was our very first letter to Swami. She said, if we are blessed, Swami will collect all these letters. So I wrote a letter. I distinctly remember that first thing I wrote was, Dear Swami, I mean, I want to get centum in mathematics, that is 100% in mathematics, and I want to do well in my studies because that was more important in my life at that time. And also I wrote that I want to become a doctor. So probably this conversation with my uncle had an impact at that time. That was the very first time I thought about doctor, because we don't have any medical professionals at home, and my father was a physics professor. He was training many students, and he always talked about engineering. So we were blessed because my mother was sitting in one of the front rows, and Swami came very close and he collected all these letters. We came back from this trip to Whitefield, and then I continued with my education. And as you know, I've completed medical school starting in 1994. And around 1999, that is the time when the other Swami in my life entered, and we got married. We came to US in 2001. So along with 8-month-old Ashwin. So Ashwin was young, and I was lucky that I was able to spend his early childhood with him for the initial 3 years while I was preparing for my education, for furthering my training. So in 2005, we moved to Little Rock, and that is when I started my residency training. So I was just doing my job as wife and mother while I was preparing, and then entering this residency training with having a small child at home. It was much different when compared to my medical school training when I was just a daughter. So the roles multiplied. I remember still the days when many days I was satisfied doing, trying to excel in my training, satisfied with the education that I was getting, but at the same time had many days of guilt when I picked up Ashwin as a last kid from his after school program at that time. So this was going on around the same time in 2005. That is when we got reconnected with Swami again, and every week we were going to bhajans at Dr. Sunny Anand's house, and this was in Little Rock. He founded the Little Rock Sai Center, and we had those beautiful magical moments when there was a lot of peace and bliss, and we continued to go to this weekly bhajan programs. I participated in Harmony Health Clinic, which is like a free clinic that was founded by Dr. Anand as well. So around 2009, that is when Dr. Sani Anand moved out of Little Rock after 20 plus years. And when they decided, when they were deciding on center, we are offered like that our house was open, and his divine grace that the center moved to our house. So, at that, we moved to 2012. We moved to Richmond, Charlottesville, Richmond area in 2012, and started becoming active members in Richmond Sai Center. And also started having weekly bhajans in Charlottesville. Made lovely connections of wonderful families and dear friends. And around I wanted to mention about this job in University of Virginia. It was like a dream job for me, because I could do part-time work where I could spend time with patients doing what I loved. At the same time, I had good time with family as well. So I was part of a special clinic, which was like a fulfilling experience, because it was refugee clinic, and the refugee population were resettled in Charlottesville by International Rescue Committee, and they offered unique set of problems, not just disease, but they come with this unique psychosocial, a lot of challenges that they face economically and culturally, language wise. So it was very interesting and fulfilling experience for me helping this population. And around the same time, as you all know, see, a lot of opportunities came, lot of challenges came as well. And looking back, I can tell, like, the challenges, it was like a roller coaster journey. After, my father-in-law came here for a visit, for a 3-month visit, and then as you all know, he had an accidental fall, and that minute changed our lives completely. And so he was a visitor. So so we had challenges of how to keep him here in US, because he was not fit to travel. I want to tell an instance where his guidance is there all the time. So even though we see the challenge first, but his guidance is going to follow. That's what I realized after this. So one day, this was almost a year, close to a year after parents arrived, and we have already extended their visa one time. So we didn't know what to do the next, because USCIS allows us to do the extension for up to a year, and after that we cannot. And Swami did not get his citizenship at that time, so we cannot sponsor their green card as well. So one evening, I remember Sanjay was in his swimming class, and I was talking to the same devotee that Vaniji mentioned, like Soumya from Fairfax. And usually I don't talk to her that often, but on that day I had a casual conversation that about what was going on in our life, and what we don't know what to do, because father is not fit to travel, and we don't want them to travel and be there alone as well. So we don't know what to do. She said, go ahead and file an extension second time. Don't even think about it. Just go ahead and fill that application, and then ask Swami to complete his citizenship. Everything will fall in place. So she said, pray to Swami and put that application. It's going to go through. Actually, that's what happened. Within our 9-month period, it was the administration before the current one, and everything went fast. So within a 9-month period, we were able to apply for their permanent residency. So same thing happened for their medical insurance as well. So challenges kept coming, but at the same time, the guidance was there. So I want to tell one incident as a working mother. So at work, this was a day in my clinic. I had about 12 patients. I finished my cooking at home, dropped kids, and I was there work at 8:15, ready to start off this clinic because I had like 12 patients continuously that morning. And I was all ready because I've already seen these patients, the schedule on that day, and there were about 5 6 sick patients who I called them, so I wanted to help. So entering the room, first room, and coming out, I got this call from Sanjay's school that he was sick. So I was not ready for that though. So I was ready for the whole day, but not for this sickness. So I was talking to one of my friend, my colleague, who is also a nurse practitioner, and she's also a working mother. And I was telling her how I came ready for helping these people and what's going to happen to these 12 patients now, and I have to drop everything and go. So. Reagan, when the friend said, Lalita, if you're leaving, we are 5 people here in this clinic, and don't think that nobody is going to be left behind. We are going to take 1 or 2 and see these patients this day. But for your son, you are the only one who is going to be there, who can go inside your house and help. So that made a big so it was impactful on that day. I needed that talk from her, so I dropped off everything and ran home and took care of Sanjay that day. So this same thing applied. One thing I see in many of my friends, ladies who are working, they take opportunities come, challenges come, they take it as opportunity and put so many things on the plate. They can definitely do it, but just weighing out the options, whether it's going to affect you in the long run or whether it is going to affect your near and dear one, and then choose the decision. Swami's, again, I want to reiterate, like he said, your home is first and then your work. So Griha Lakshmi first and not the office Lakshmi. So this helped a lot on that day. So as you all know, like last year, it has been a long journey. I want to mention, like when father went through this struggle, one thing that kept us going was support and prayers from all the friends and family, which helped us a lot to pull through the whole thing. I'm still thankful because even though we see it as challenge, but it is actually a blessing. Because we think a lot about Swami, we talk a lot about Swami, our devotion multiplies when we go through these challenges and come out of it. So this year, with so many of changes, father passing away, unforeseen crisis of COVID, I am back here after I moved to India last year. Still a lot of uncertainties, but after going through all of this, I'm hopeful that Swami is going to give us the correct guidance to take us through the next step, which is going to be good for all of us. So on this note, I want to thank again all of you for listening to me and sharing this experience that I'm able to share all of this with you all. Happy Ladies' Day and Sairam.
Thank you so much, Lalita Auntie, for sharing your inspiring journey. Now we will have a vote of thanks by Susan on behalf of all of us.
Yes, I first of all, I want to say happy Ladies' Day to our guest speakers who were absolutely wonderful. Their viewpoints reflected their life story and to a great extent, and it's fascinating how Swami picks people that we all have such unique experiences, and the two of you have each had your unique experiences. Vani talked today about the fact the Swami had guided her through the talk that she was going to give, and that one thing I thought was interesting was that you mentioned that baby's first sound is Ma, and at the same time you were also gave credit and acknowledgement to the vital role that men play in children's lives. I enjoyed hearing about Vani's earliest experiences and memories with budgeons, and how she really liked the discipline of the Sai Bhajans. She first saw Swami in Bangalore ashram sitting under the tree that's been gone for a very long time. And she talked about that memory. Gave an example of a car breaking down when they were driving home from the Hanuman temple. The car just stopped, and then soon another car came up behind them with a woman in it, and she directed the drivers to open up the hood of the car, and lo and behold, the car started. So they then followed the car for quite a while until suddenly it disappeared. So I think we all know that was Swami helping her out and giving her her and her family a love and attention that they certainly needed at that particular time. And in 1980, her job interview in the United States, her husband had a job interview in the United States, and that they moved to Milwaukee, and it was quite a shock. I think most of us can resonate with having a culture shock when moving from not only from a different country, but even from moving from a small town in the middle of the United States onto the East Coast of Washington, D.C. That can be shocking as well. And that you mentioned that you've been in Richmond since 2001, and I was just really very sorry to hear about the loss of your daughter, and I appreciate the courage that it took for you to share that. Most of the members probably know about it, but your entire family and your daughter in my prayers. So thank you so much, Vani, for sharing with everyone. Lalita had brought some certainly different perspectives, but just as valid. And she talked about the qualities of the virtue of a woman, and talked about what Swami said, that women should be educated, which is and he has backed that up actually with the Anandapur College. And then she talked about the various roles of a woman and using herself as an example. She first went to see Swami for the first darshan in 1992. She was 15 and a half and a 10th grader. She came to the U.S. in 2001, and they took up residency in Little Rock, where she had her son was a very small child at that point. In 2005, they reconnected with Swami, which is a story I think that people that need to move around, that's a very common situation where they disconnect, reconnect, disconnect, reconnect. And then you were blessed to have a Sai Center in your home, which is truly a blessing. When you moved to Charlottesville, you started working with the refugees, which is a very interesting and close to Lalita's heart. Then she shared about the difficulties of visas for her parents, and particularly when there was health issues and not able to travel. So with encouragement, she applied for the necessary documentation for the parents, and she received that. It took 9 months though. So then she closed by talking about the challenges that women that work outside the home face, and that's trying to juggle sick children. Then there's also, children's activities at schools, the work requirement, the home responsibilities, and what so many women have to face. And that seemed appropriate for you to talk about that. Your closing comments about that, Lolita, since this is Ladies' Day. So I think the talks were both absolutely wonderful. I enjoyed every minute of it, and I am on behalf of the center attendees. I want to thank you very much for sharing glimpses into your lives. And Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you so much, Susan. Now we will move on to the bhajans.
प्रणवस्वरूपा पाहि गजानन विघ्ननाशा विनायका
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 एकदन्ता हे गुणवन्ता 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 विघ्ननाशा विनायका
श्रितजनपालन सिन्धुरवदन विघ्ननाशा विनायका
श्रितजनपालन सिन्धुरवदन विघ्ननाशा विनायका
श्रितजनपालन सिन्धुरवदन विघ्ननाशा विनायका
श्रितजनपालन सिन्धुरवदन विघ्ननाशा विनायका
महादेव शिवगौरी नन्दन 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 विघ्ननाशा विनायका
प्रणवस्वरूपा पाहि गजानन विघ्ननाशा विनायका
प्रणवस्वरूपा पाहि गजानन विघ्ननाशा विनायका
एकदन्ता हे गुणवन्ता विघ्ननाशा विनायका
एकदन्ता हे गुणवन्ता विघ्ननाशा विनायका
श्रितजनपालन सिन्धुरवदन विघ्ननाशा विनायका
श्रितजनपालन सिन्धुरवदन विघ्ननाशा विनायका
महादेव शिवगौरी नन्दन 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 विघ्ननाशा विनायका
प्रणवस्वरूपा पाहि गजानन विघ्ननाशा विनायका
पतीश्वरी जगज्जननी जय 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 हे साई जननी
शरणं साई
जय 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 हे साई जननी
जय जय हे साई जननी
जय 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 हे साई जननी
जय जय हे साई जननी
जगदीश्वरी जग जननी जय 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 हे साई जननी
जय जय हे साई जननी
जगदीश्वरी जग जननी वेद कलामयी देवी भवानी
कलामयी देवी भवानी
नाद विद्यामयी नारायणी
नाद विद्यामयी नारायणी
करुणा सदनी करुणामयी
करुणा सदनी करुणामयी
शरणं शरणं साई
शरणं शरणं साई
जय 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 हे साई जननी
जय जय हे साई जननी
जय 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 हे साई जननी
जय जय हे साई जननी
पतीश्वरी जग जननी
दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम
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 हे राम राम जय राम साई राम राम राम
हे राम राम जय राम साई राम राम राम
हे राम राम जय राम साई राम राम राम
हे राम राम जय राम साई राम राम राम
दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम
दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम
दशरथ नंदन राम साई दया सागरा 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 राम
हे दीनों के प्रभु राम साई राम राम राम
हे दीनों के प्रभु राम साई राम राम राम
हे दीनों के प्रभु साई राम राम राम।
हे दीनों के प्रभु राम साई राम राम राम।
दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम।
दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम।
हे राम राम जय राम साई राम राम राम।
हे राम राम जय राम साई राम राम राम।
दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम।
दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम।
दशरथ नंदन राम साई दया सागरा राम।
दशरथ नंदन राम साई दया सागरा राम।
हे दीनों के प्रभु राम साई राम राम राम।
हे दीनों के प्रभु राम साई राम राम राम।
हे दीनों के प्रभु राम साई राम राम राम।
हे दीनों के प्रभु राम साई राम राम राम।
दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम।
निरुपम गुण सदना चरना नीरज दल नयना। निरुपम गुण सदना चरना नीरज दल नयना। काषायाम्बर वेषाधारण कलियुग अवतारा। काषायाम्बर वेषाधारण कलियुग अवतारा। नित्य रंजना निर्मल चरिता निरुपम योगेन्द्रा। नित्य रंजना निर्मल चरिता निरुपम योगेन्द्रा। महातेज नटराज विराजा शपाशनाशईशा। महातेज नटराज विराजा आशपाशनाशईशा। निरुपम गुण सदना चरना नीरज दल नयना। काषायाम्बर वेषाधारण कलियुग अवतारा। नित्य रंजना निर्मल चरिता निरुपम योगेन्द्रा। महातेज नटराज विराजा शपाशनाशईशा। महातेज नटराज विराजा शपाशनाशईशा। निरुपम गुण सदना चरना नीरज दल नयना।
बोलो बोलो सब मिल बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय। बोलो बोलो सब मिल बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय। बोलो बोलो सब मिल बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय। दूसरी जटा में गंगाधारी रूप जाव डम 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 रूप जाव डम 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 रूप जा। गूंज उठा ओम नमः शिवाय। गूंज उठा ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। बोलो बोलो सब मिल बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय, बोलो बोलो सब मिल बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। झूठ जटा में गंगा धारी त्रिशूल धारी डमरू बजावे, डम 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 डमरू बजा गूंज उठा नमः शिवाय, गूंज उठा ओम नमः शिवाय, शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय, हरि ओम नमः शिवाय। बोलो बोलो सब मिल बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय।
जगतपते हरि साई गोपाला,
जगतपते हरि साई गोपाला,
जगतपते हरि साई गोपाला,
जगतपते हरि साई गोपाला,
जगदोधारा साई नंदलाला,
जगदोधारा साई नंदलाला,
जगदोधारा साई नंदलाला,
जगदोधारा साई नंदलाला,
मथुराधिपते कृष्ण गोपाला,
मथुराधिपते कृष्ण गोपाला,
मथुराधिपते कृष्ण गोपाला,
मथुराधिपते कृष्ण गोपाला,
मधुर मधुर हे गान विलोला,
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 जगदोधारा साई नंदलाला,
जगदोधारा साई नंदलाला,
जगदोधारा साई नंदलाला,
जगदोधारा साई नंदलाला,
जगतपते हरि साई गोपाला,
जगतपते हरि साई गोपाला,
जगदोधारा साई नंदलाला,
जगदोधारा साई नंदलाला,
मथुराधिपते कृष्ण गोपाला,
मथुराधिपते कृष्ण गोपाला,
मधुर मधुर हे गान विलोला,
मधुर मधुर हे गान विलोला,
जगदोधारा साई नंदलाला,
जगदोधारा साई नंदलाला,
जगदोधारा साई नंदलाला,
जगदोधारा साई नंदलाला,
साई नंदलाला जय जय गोपाला,
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 जगतपते हरि साई गोपाला, जगदोधारा साई नंदलाला।
शांति शांति शांति। ऐसे तो मां सतगुरु Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Yonmam Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bhagavan, take our love, let it flow to thee. Take our hands, let them do thy work constantly. Take our souls, let them march in thy holy line. Take our minds, make them pure, perfect in thy sight. May our thoughts born of thee be guided from above. Make us all, Bhagavan, instruments of love. May our thoughts born of thee be guided from above. Make us all, Bhagavan, instruments of love.
Thought for the day. Chandramati was a woman of sterling character. She always followed her husband Harishchandra. When they were passing through difficulties, she infused courage in him, saying, O king, you are highly intelligent and educated. You should never give scope to weakness and waver from your chosen path. We are swimming in the ocean of truth. We should not give up our resolve till we reach the shores. In this manner, women of those days would encourage their husbands to follow the path of truth. Sita did not shed tears even in extremely trying circumstances. Though surrounded by demons, she was never afraid of them. She spent her time in contemplation of Lord Rama and thus set an ideal. The same can be said of Damayanti. She was one of virtues. With her strong determination, she helped her husband regain his kingdom. In this manner, women of those days earned a name for themselves with their sterling character and ideal motherhood. Today's women should make them role models. Divine Discourse, November 19th, 2002.
Om Jai Jagadisha Hare Swami Sathya Sai Hare Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Bharti Maheshwara Om Jai Jagadisha Hare Sashivandana Srikara Sarva Pranapate Swami Sarva Pranapate आश्रितकल्पलतिका आश्रितकल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धव ॐ जय जगदीश हरे माता-पिता गुरुदैवमु मरियन्तयु नीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्र शयन ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप जय शिव साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगल आरती अंदुक मंगल आरती अंदुक मंगल गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम
Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Om Jai Sadguru Deva Om Shanti 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 Samastalokaः Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaः Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaः Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings in all the worlds be happy. Peace, peace, peace. Peace on earth. Peace, peace, peace. For all the universe. For all the universe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jai Bolo Bhagavan Shri Sathya Sai Baba Ji ki Jai. Paramam Pavitram Baba Vibhudim Paramam Vijitram Leela Vibhudim Paramataye Pradhanam Baba Vibhudim Idamashayami Baba Vibhudim Idamashayami. Sacred ash, miraculous Baba's creation, flowing from his blessing and his holy creation, granting us this greatest wealth, God's divine protection. Beloved Baba, grant us liberation. Beloved Baba, grant us liberation. Paramam Pavitram Baba Vibhudim Paramam Vijitram Leela Vibhudim Paramata Ishtartha Moksha Pradhanam Baba Vibhudim Idama